Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games on this Tuesday Reviews Day. Joining me as always, it's Charlie O'Connor. That's Philadelphia's #1 hockey beat writer. What's up today, Chuck?
Just recovering from our nice Q&A last night.
We had a really fun Q&A last night. Some diehards came and joined us here for a little bit of pizza, a couple of beers, some good times. It was Charlie answering serious hockey questions and me working out my stand-up routine. I think we did a pretty decent job. It was actually a lot of fun. I had no idea what to expect. Sitting in front of a crowd and answering questions, not normally what I do, typically talking to myself or you. But it was cool. I was glad we did it. It was cool to get to meet some of the diehards or see them again in person.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna have
The legendary JH was there to ask the Connor McDavid question in person.
JH providing us, of course, with the countdown last night. 330 days. Now I just spoiled his super chat. Sorry. I just remembered the number from yesterday.
Yeah.
But we'll get to actually one of the questions that came up last night. We're going to get to in just a minute before we get to our Shoresy Season 2 review. I think the show's growing on Charlie a little. He told me last night he liked Season 2 better than Season 1, so we'll see. But first, hit the like button. Do it. 15 likes. That's okay to start. But we really need you to pump these numbers up. When we finished yesterday, we were under 200, and that's completely unacceptable. You got to get us to 200 likes every day while we're live. It's a very simple ask. It costs you nothing to click the little thumbs up button. It is completely free. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyway, before we get into Shoresy Season 2, I got to tell you about the Shady Rays Future is Bright segment today. That's right. You know I love my Shady Rays. Wear them every single day, even on a day like today where the sun's not necessarily bright. I just feel like I need them. My face is naked without them.
There's a glare.
There is.
There's a glare.
It's this is the kind of weather Charlie would burn in, I'm guessing. Like, oh, it's not that sunny, and then suddenly you're just lobster red. That's my buddy.
Been there.
That's my buddy Mike came down to the sea isle last week, and I was like, "You're the whitest person I've ever seen." He goes, "Nah, you ever see that movie Powder?" And like he covered in sunscreen, still lobster red.
Still got burnt.
Anyway, Shady Ray's Future is Bright. It's a question from last night's Q&A, and I actually like this one, Charlie. It was about who like the next Flyer could be to break through to be a mainstream star, a guy not just, oh yeah, the Flyers are my favorite team, I have his jersey, but someone like a Kyle Schwarber, a Bryce Harper, a Jason Kelce, an Embiid, or even a Maxey, where it's like everyone likes Maxey, he's just cool. Like that sort of guy. Maybe not a national star because it's hockey. There's like one, and he doesn't really even want the job.
You're not wrong.
Like,
he just wants to live in his boring house
in his heated driveway.
Yeah.
But like a guy who the casuals like, oh yeah, man, I go to a game to see this guy because I know who he is, and that's cool. We both had different answers. You went with Matvei Michkov.
Yeah,
and hopefully he's the best player on the team because like that's what they're building this whole thing around. But I think it's got to be Trevor Zegras.
Do you really?
It doesn't have to be. It could be Oliver Bonk for all I know. I don't know what the hell his personality is. But one, I just think like I won't call it xenophobia. It's just like we're going to naturally go to a guy who we can understand talk to be the personality of the team. Now, it's not that Michkov knows more English than I'll ever know Russian. He's well ahead of me in terms of bilinguality. That's a word, probably.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
But like, I just think Zegras wants to be a star. Like that was the trajectory he was on the first 2 full years in the league. That's what he was building to, like face of the video games, being in the skills competition, like that sort of guy who everyone knows. Oh, he's like Chase Utley is everyone's favorite player, but the star of that team is Jimmy Rollins. He is
really
the star.
You think so?
I think he's the face of the team.
Okay, I think he was like the leader of the team.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was. I mean, I actually strongly disagree because I think there were a there was a vocal minority, but it was vocal, that actively disliked Jimmy Rollins, that never forgave him for the front runners comment.
I think
bandwagon fans.
I think that wore off by the second part of his tenure. I think like the Willie Mays Hayes stuff and all that, because that was all you heard. Oh my God, he wants to hit home runs and not leg the ball out. Like that stuff was over by like 08, 09, I think.
I still heard scattered comments. Perhaps they were coming from people who had other reasons not to like Jimmy Rollins, but I'll leave it there.
Sure. If the game were to be on Sunday Night Baseball, they're interviewing Jimmy.
Yeah, because because he was charismatic.
He's the guy, and that's what
he was more charismatic than Utley, even if Utley had a better knack for the perfectly timed profane aside.
Utley was hilarious. Utley knew what was going to happen if he opened his mouth, so he kept his mouth shut. He's like, no, I'm going to say something that's true, and they're not going to like it, so I'm just not going to talk. And Jimmy was like, I don't care. But like that to me is what the star, like the face of the team, even if it's not necessarily the best player. And I think that's Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, number one, I think that being really, really good is a prerequisite to getting to this point. And I am much more confident that Matvei Michkov will be really, really good than I am that Trevor Zegras will be really, really good. Now, he could be.
Yeah.
I expressed optimism at the Q&A last night about how Zegras will play this year. I'm optimistic. I think he's going to fit quite well, and I think he's going to bounce back at least to where he was in those first couple years, but it's not certain. That is still very much up in the air. He could be what he was the last 2 years. He could get hurt more. It could be bad. Matvei Michkov, it's hard for me to envision a world where he's not really good. So that's number one. Like, you could say, like, yes, Jimmy Rollins, he won the MVP, but he was not a true superstar in the sense that he was one of the best players in baseball. The way that there was like a 4 or 5 year period where Chase Utley was one of the best players all around, if you're also accounting for defense, in baseball. J-Roll was not quite at that level, but he's borderline Hall of Famer. He was really, really good. I'm much more confident that Michkov can be at the level of, Hall of Fame trajectory than I am Trevor Zegras will. And I think you're underrating Michkov's charisma. I think, and I said this yesterday, I think that once he gets a better handle on English to the point where he feels confident doing interviews in English, I think people are going to be surprised at how funny he is. The one thing that Zegras has going for him, and as I said this yesterday, I'll say it again here, I deal with it all the time. I'm not even say deal. I just see it all the time on Twitter. Trevor Zegras has a very, very large contingent of women who absolutely love him. Oh. And like, I don't think that's going away.
I do like that sort of prerequisite, like a fan base is going to follow him as well. Yes. Like, I do think and like a spotlight will follow him. There's also a strong contingent of haters. Like you see a Trevor Zegras highlight on Instagram, there is an unending number of comments that's like, oh, well, he needs to be working on back checking rather than this. And it's like, it's a stick handling.
Well, I mean, it's like, literally a major plot point in the show we're going to review in a few minutes about like the Michigan is evil.
My favorite episode.
Of course it is. So good. Of course it is.
So good. Oh my God.
That made me roll my eyes for this reason, because it's like, it's such a like old school, like, oh God, you're doing the whole, like, if you do the Michigan, you're flashy and you shouldn't be in the game. Like, shut the F up.
We'll get to it, but there's a difference between this league and the NHL.
Okay, fair.
We'll get to it. But yeah, that's the Shady Rays future is bright. Either way, whether it's Zegras or Michkov or a to-be-named young player, the future's pretty bright in that regard. I will say, like, once Mish isn't speaking through an interpreter, his humor will come off better.
Yes.
Like we said last night, the dryness, and that's just like very much, I feel like, a European Russian thing where it's like the blunt, dry, and it's like it comes off as just he's saying a straight sentence when it's through an interpreter. But when you get like the smirk as he's saying it, you go, it's a joke and it's very funny.
Right.
Like that will definitely, I mean, look at Briz. If he was just a little good, he's a legend.
But even like, and obviously it would be incredible if Michkov is even 90% of what this guy is. But look at Alexander Ovechkin. I mean, Ovechkin, when he came over, really couldn't speak English. And by year 5, 6, 7, he was one of the most obviously charismatic players in the league, not just because of what he was doing on the ice. Obviously, that was part of it. But when he did interviews,
Yeah.
he was funny. There was the classic All-Star game thing where he's talking about wanting to get the car and then he gets taken.
drunk.
Like, it was great. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I can absolutely see down the road Michkov, assuming that he becomes a great player on the ice too, a truly great player, that people will like him because he has a personality in a way that, like, a lot of Canadian and American players, especially Canadian players,
Yes.
if they have it, they are not willing to show it.
No, they have. It has been beaten out of them at this point. By the time they get to age 22, any individuality has been taken out of them, and that is a little bit like maybe on Mishkov's side, where it's like, yeah, man, this is an individual sport. I just have to pass to you sometimes so you can pass it back. And that's awesome. You need those guys too.
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting question.
It's an interesting question.
It was a good question.
And there is a world where if Zegras becomes the guy that people thought he was going to become after years 1 and 2, where he goes from being a 65 point a year guy to a 90 point a year guy, and he's doing Michigan's 3-4 times a year, and he's still Trevor Zegras, the like guy who's going to be on video game covers, then yeah, he could certainly be that guy. To me, it's just a bit more of a stretch that he gets back to that point than it is for me that Michkov takes another step and becomes a yearly 90, 100-point guy. Because I wouldn't say I'm expecting it, but I think it's like a above 50% chance that he's a superstar.
The guy who led all rookies in goal scoring and looked like he's going to be a star player, continuing on his trajectory, has a better chance of hitting his potential than the dude who's had 2 bad years. That's just, I don't know math with that well, but it seems like the more likely outcome.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Anyway, let's get to our Tuesday Reviews Day portion of today's show. Shoresy Season 2 on Hulu. After the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs lost their final regular season game in Season 1's finale, first season ends, then they go on to sweep the playoffs, kind of get shown in a montage. They win the no-show. They win the championship because it's only a 4-team league. So they make the playoffs. But now they've got a new goal, new season. It's to never lose again. And they're 4 games shy of a perfect regular season, but something seems off. Off with Michaels, off with the gyms. Many of our core characters don't seem to be firing on all cylinders, despite the season going very well as a whole for the team. And that's where we pick it up with episode 1. And I got to tell you, this is... You told me last night you were like 2 to 3 episodes in, and you liked it. You were liking it better than season 1.
Yeah, I definitely liked it better, especially those first few episodes. I liked better than the first few episodes of season 1.
I thought outside of like the game in episode 1, I was like, let's get this going a little.
Okay.
Like as we get through it, I loved like episodes like 4 to 6, but I thought it took a little bit to get going here. I thought by far the best part of episode 1 is the game, but they set up, the whole team had posed for a calendar, and they don't really fully show it, but it's just little references to it here and there with they got spray tans, they got oiled down, and that is all. I know it's setting up to get funnier later, but it just kind of felt like it was for a season that's going to be 3 hours long, less than every episode. I think the longest one was 26 minutes. Like a lot of exposition in the first couple episodes.
I think you're right to say that the early episodes are a lot of bits. I just think the bits are funnier now because they're not just random. There's actually
set them up.
There's actually a plot behind them.
Yeah.
Like I said I didn't enjoy the taunts at the beer league games because I'm like, what's the point? I don't care about these kids. I do care about Shoresy eventually, but like I don't care that they're just spending 5 minutes chirping each other and saying random stuff. I love the chirps in the beginning of the game where they're going after the Appledorns. You have those visors come any darker, and you still kind of see how ugly you are. Like, that's great because, like, it's in service of the upcoming game that I'm invested in, so I enjoy that.
Now, the visors is good. The making fun of the big C is back. The guy's Captain C.
Yeah, the huge C.
And it is, like, larger than the logo on the jersey. Yeah. Like, that's all really good stuff. Like the Appledorns is like, they all just put in a 12-hour shift. We can only score 2 on them. Like that stuff is really good. But I just thought it was like, yeah, it was kind of just all the bits and like, okay, something's wrong. What is it? And like, we're gonna get into it with like what's bothering the gyms and that sort of thing. Right now, it's just like, they're showing up late. Why? I don't know. They just are.
Yeah, and they're setting up bits for the rest of the season. They set up the whole like goalies are always weird.
That was my favorite bit.
Yeah,
Just like
that's
Michaels
good.
is acting weird. Goalies are always
Goalies
weird.
are always weird.
And it's true.
Yeah.
It's 100% true.
The one thing I legitimately loved about this episode, because even movies like Goon, I think like there's still a tendency to shoot the hockey fights, as if it's like an action movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel real. The fight that they do in front of the bench, that feels like they actually fought.
No, Goon,
It feels so realistic.
what was that? During the pandemic, you had us watch that. It wasn't Highlander. It was that other ridiculous action movie where,
Oh,
like,
Shoot 'em up.
yeah, someone kills someone with a banana or
Yep,
something.
Shoot 'em up
Yeah,
with Clive
Shoot
Owen.
'Em Up.
Great movie.
Oh, it was
Highly
excellent.
recommend.
It was excellent. It was like my favorite thing we did during the pandemic. But like Goon, like shoots a fight like that, and this does show like they tie up. Maybe there's 2 punches landed. Like it's a hockey fight.
Yeah.
Like it looks.
And you see the
they zoom
guys in the
out a little.
background
Yeah.
reacting to every punch.
Yes.
Like it just felt real, and that was cool.
No, I do really dig that. There's a concerted effort made to make the hockey, like all the hockey stuff looks real in
Yeah,
there.
it does.
And when they have to do something ridiculous, like later on with the cross check after the Michigan, like they zoom way out.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna see the whole reaction to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that is like, the cross check is the big thing, but the reaction is why you did it. It sets everyone off, and like so you get a little bit of that. But I like that fight in particular, and there's a couple more throughout the season where it's like the back shot, and they're just trying to get position back and forth in like 1 or 2 punches, and that's most hockey fights.
Yeah.
Like it's usually not Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and no, I did think that was really cool.
Yeah, I think that was great. First episode's fine. I don't think it's
yeah.
but I think I'm maybe comparing it to the first episode of season 1, which I like actively
You
dislike.
hate it so much.
I actively dislike the first episode of season 1.
1 I was fine with. It's when we get to 2 where I'm like, this is just bits. Like this is let's show a game. Let's do a little bit more here. But you loved the random workout. This is what I wanted to ask you.
Mhm.
So they're like in the weight room, they're trying to get everyone like really going here, and they're actually like working out and stuff. Are these real exercises, weightlifting things? Are these real names?
So some of them definitely are, and the others also might be, but like I have never seen anyone do them or done them myself. And they could just be like random slang names for real workouts, but it's just very funny because of the way it's cut. And it's just like over and over and over again. He's just chirping every single one of his teammates as they work out. I found that scene to be very funny because, again, I don't mind the chirps as long as they're in service of something. That's why I don't like the beer league stuff, because I don't care about what happens in a stupid beer league game with a bunch of high schoolers. I care about what happens in the real games.
There's a couple really good things in this episode that you did point out. So the whole team shoots a calendar, and then it turns out the gay community wants an only JJ Frankie JJ calendar.
Yes.
And at first it's like, are they really like making jokes? And the joke really is they're all jealous.
Yes.
Like the joke really is when they explain what bears are.
It's so funny.
Like, oh yeah,
because they're all so confused.
yeah, they're all like, when they ask Shoresy what's a bear, he's like Paddington, Paddington Pooh. Like,
Exactly.
Naming actual bears.
Yeah.
Like,
So good.
And they're like, they explain it, and you just see all the players like. They're obviously very jealous. Like,
Yes.
what, him?
Yeah.
They want him to have his own calendar?
But they do set it up because, like, he's inexplicably extremely attractive to, like, every Quebecois woman who's, like, serious, like, supermodel level attractive. So they do set it up. It's not, like, shocking that he's also attractive to gay men, but it's also very funny that he is.
Yes. It's just like, and they're like, at first, I'm like, what way is this joke going? And then it's, they're all clearly like, why don't I get my own calendar?
Exactly.
Like, we did this as a team and now you get your own? Like, I thought that was a really funny bit in the second episode, and just like continuing the lure of Frankie, who basically doesn't speak, but
Yeah.
like everybody apparently in Canada is super attracted to him.
Yes.
Like
It's a very funny.
the entire country of Canada wants to bang Frankie. It's
Well, it's definitely the entire province of Quebec.
yes, at least all of
At
Quebec.
least the entire province of Quebec. And
Uh,
apparently this extends to Sudbury, but potentially only gay men.
That's I. Apparently, all these places are like everywhere they go is a real
Oh,
place
yeah,
in
yeah.
Sudbury.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we might have talked about that last time. All right.
I really like in this episode,
Yeah.
in terms of like it actually being a good scene. I really like the scene where Nat is explaining why, like the hockey rivalry of America versus Canada, and I think they do a real because we're from the U.S. We see it from a U.S. perspective where it's like Canada is this like hockey juggernaut who wants to gatekeep and make it so it's only our game, and that we need to topple them because they're annoying. They're in their ivory tower, like, oh, we're the only ones. So I always see it from the US perspective. It was interesting to see it like sincerely explained from the Canadian perspective.
Like, they're coming.
Which is basically like, number one, they're coming. They're really good, but also like it's so annoying that they have to always be the best at everything, and they're the best at everything else. And we have this one thing that we're better than them at. And like, it's so annoying that they're trying to take even that away from us. And I thought that was a really good scene. And like,
Yeah.
again, as I said after season one, like the actress who plays Nat is like one of like 4 actors and actresses in the show that's actually good.
Yeah.
And she does a really good job of like explaining sincerely why this is a big deal for Canada, even though like it's their sport.
Yeah, and I like how they like break down the rivalry of it's the men's game, it's the women's game, and it's the kids.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Men's and women's Olympics, Team USA versus Team Canada. That's what we expect the final to be.
Yeah.
Isn't always.
Yeah.
But like
They even joke like the Euros, like who cares
yeah,
about that?
Those are your 2 betting favorites.
Yeah.
They will be the 2 betting favorites in the Olympics this year.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah.
And then the World Juniors, this is the one thing that the Americans can actually win. But it's usually US Canada. Like that's the big game. That's what we do. If it's not the gold medal game, we at least get the round robin game on New Year's Eve. Like that's the big game of the tournament.
Yeah.
And to explain it like at every level, it's USA Canada.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And then to look at it from like, you know, they already have basketball. They already have freaking everything.
They're the bigger country.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's just like the US is this like people to the south of us that like pretty much are objectively bigger and better at everything. And we have this one thing. And like, screw you guys for trying to take this one thing away from us. And it was just interesting to hear it like sincerely from a Canadian perspective that isn't like Don Cherry.
Yes, exactly. That's well put. All right, before we get to some more Shoresy talk, let's take our first commercial break. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And I was just talking about who the betting favorites at the upcoming Olympics will be in 2026. And I bet you're going to want to have some action on those games. No better place to do it than Bet365. But Bet365, you can have action down every single day on any number of sports. Right now, I got to tell you about the MLB early payout offer, though, because with the Bet365 early payout offer, you're a winner. If your team goes up 5 runs, you get an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections. They'll be marked as winners as well. All you got to do is download the app, use code PHLY365. No need to sweat out a bet. You take a team on the money line. You have a certain team as a winner in your parlay. If they go up 5 in the first inning, game's over. You have won. Now maybe you can come back, bet the other way, do something else, get a little bit more down. Whatever you choose to do, you can do it at Bet365 because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And we have breaking news from our friends at Bet365. New customers can now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up, use code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, whether your initial bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in PA. If you or someone who knows a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. While we're here, 1-800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I have been telling you for months, there's no other option when it comes to new flooring beyond Empire Today. I don't know why you'd go anywhere else. You know the big box store experience. You go in there, you've taken the measurements yourself. At least you hope they're pretty close to accurate. You're looking for someone to talk to about your needs, exactly what you're looking for. And if you can find someone, they have no idea. They have no idea what to tell you because they're not a flooring expert. At Empire Today, you get flooring experts, people who live and breathe flooring and will be with you every step of the way, including bringing the showroom right to your home so you can pick the right flooring and the right colors for your space in your space and see how it all looks with your furniture in your house. And they'll take those precise measurements for you and have all your questions answered. So there are never any surprises. And with Empire Today, you get clear upfront and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can schedule installation as soon as the next day. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. And PHLY listeners, you can receive a $350 discount when using promo code PHLY. You heard that right, $350 off with discount code PHLY. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/PHLY for full details. We also got our first good in episode 2, Shoresy tearing up when they're talking about the U.S. and Canada.
Yep.
Like, the U.S. will never produce another player like Wendell Clark. He's can't really say his name without tearing up.
That was so funny.
It's so good.
Because it is like Wendell Clark is one of those players where he's so irrelevant to my hockey, to my hockey history. Like,
Yes.
I don't care about Wendell Clark. And then you speak to anyone who grew up in the Toronto area, who grew up a Leafs fan, and it's like he's like
They pray to Wendell Clark.
he's like Bobby Clark combined with
Yes.
Wayne Simmons,
Yes.
combined with Tim Kerr. Like, he's like the perfect hockey player. It's wild to me. And it's funny that like they play into that a bit.
No, it is. It's
Like,
really
he was good, but like they treat him like he's like a god.
He
It's
was
wild.
just everything you want a hockey player to be, and it's just very funny. I love the emotional Shoresy. It
is funny.
It's very, very funny when he just like starts crying out of nowhere. I think that's really good stuff.
I love the one line where they're explaining the ringers that the Michigan Sioux team is getting.
Yes.
And they're explaining the one guy who is like the goon, their fighter. And I think it's Nat's like, half a season in the show, no one would fight him, so he quit. And then Shores is just like, effing loser. It's so good.
I love how they brought in guys who have straight up, like the one dude who comes into play later, played 1,000 games in the NHL, and now he's playing in the no-show.
In the no-show,
Like,
yeah.
Just, these guys never want to quit playing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very much like, yeah, man, Yager's not going to get into the Hall of Fame while he's alive because he's never going to actually retire. Like, that's the problem. It's like, yeah, you got to rip these guys out of the game eventually. Nope, not happening. And it does, I guess, ring a little true. It's just like, this is senior hockey. This is not a professional league.
Exactly.
Like, so that's pretty funny. We get to episode 3, and this is where I think it really starts to pick up. Starting with the Sioux Hunt's jerseys.
Yeah.
I think they're so unique. Like, they're the Hunt, and so they wear, it's like white with the hunter orange stripes, and their socks are camo. I would never like wear anything camo, but I just think these are really unique and cool. I thought their jerseys were sick.
Yeah, I think this episode's great. The lead up to the interview with the kid YouTuber is incredible. Is so good.
Jory Jordan makes his first appearance.
So I'm assuming he's like a regular the rest of the way.
He comes back
He's
into
such
play.
a thoroughly unlikable kid.
He's so unlikable.
But the lead up to it is so good.
That's the Jory Jordan, his first appearance, and they're telling Shoresy he has to do like a media thing, and he just assumes, okay, who's this gonna be? And then it's a kid, and he just, is he dying?
Is he dying?
You're like, what do you mean? Is he dying?
Like, well, when they have kids do these things, they're always dying.
And that's maybe one of my favorite. It's in contention for one of the best lines in the season.
It's really good.
Like, who do you think you are, The Rock?
Yeah.
Like, he's your Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You're sure. Like,
Exactly. Like, you're nothing. You're in the no-show.
Yes.
And then, like, they find out his name's Jory, and they're all just like, that's such a bad name. He's like, so good.
his name's what? It's like Corey with a J.
It's just like so dumb, so dumb. And then there's the part, the one line which I absolutely love, where it's Shoresy trying to push back, and he's like, "So you got us with our dinks out in calendars, and now you want us on a kids show?"
That is, and it is like that.
And they're all just like, yeah, "It's a good point."
One of those moments of clarity, like we did just do a sexy calendar, and now we're on the Sudbury Kids Sports Report. Like maybe these two things shouldn't go together, but I will like, yeah, it kind of works just because it's these sorts of things are always a little bit pro wrestling, and it's like, yeah, it's a kids show. Also, there's bra and panties matches. Like,
Right.
oh, okay. So there's a little bit of both.
Right.
And you do have to walk a line a little when you're trying to just fill a stadium with as many people as possible. Like, oh yeah, we need to appeal to kids. And also we need 18 to 34-year-old men here too. Like we need to do a bunch of different things. In this case, it was, oh, we're trying to appeal to women in the gay community. We're going to do these calendars. So it's, I liked the idea of, should we be doing this? Oh, well, I guess we have to. Like we're trying to host that's another plot point that comes up. They need to raise $50K to be able to host the national senior tournament,
which I assume will be season 3.
That's season 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the years prior tournament got canceled due to lack of funds. So anyone who's looking to host it has to basically put down a $50K deposit to show it won't get canceled this year. So that's why they're doing the calendar.
Right.
That's why they're trying to fill the seats as much as humanly possible. They're trying to host this tournament.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I also love in this episode, I love the threatening fish that they're going to kick him out the team if he doesn't score a goal. That is really good. And it's just good because like, it's like you have him and Sanger are doing it both to him. And then like I think afterwards, like the one of the two sisters who's dating him, Meeg.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I didn't think I would like this. Like he's being like Shoresy, but like it's kind of hot.
So he's like, you never want anyone to be like Shoresy. I love the rivalry between Zeeg and Shoresy.
Yeah.
Because she gives it to him so good.
Oh yeah.
Like it is not one-sided. She burns him on a regular basis, and it's really freaking
It is
funny.
really funny. But I do like the whole threatening to cut fish thing. I like that back and forth. I think it's cool.
I like how the coach Sanguinet like is on board, and he's like, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like he actually like steps up and is like the hard ass coach for a minute. There's also like, oh, there are cuts in this league. Like you can be cut from this team. I always like fall into like it's a rec league, but like senior hockey is still like a competitive thing. It's not just beer league. Like it is senior hockey. So I guess they could cut him. And I like how he came through, but then like doesn't complain at the time, scores the goals, and then goes, don't ever F with me like that again.
Yeah.
Like, no. And GM is like, yeah, you can't do that. And Sanguinet's like, he scored though.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah. So I did like that bit. But the highlight of episode 3 to me is Jory Jordan. Just
that entire lead up is so good.
He is so, like you said, thoroughly unlikable.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just burning Shoresy as well.
Yeah.
And he's just, Shoresy's not even looking at him.
He's not even engaging.
Not engaging a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like, I sat here. It's fine. Yeah, all that is really good. You really loved episode 3.
Yeah, I thought episode 3 was great.
I thought 4 was the perfect episode.
Okay.
I really thought
good. 4
has so much fun, dumb stuff, and it has the game. It has a fight. Like we finally figure out what's going wrong with the gyms.
Mm-hmm.
The 3
they keep losing reach for the top.
Yeah,
because their fourth guy got stabbed by one of the inmates at the prison.
The gyms are prison guards.
Right.
They're the 3 badass First Nations guys.
Yeah.
Who are also their day job is prison guards, and they're in this trivia tournament at the prison where I guess it's both guards and inmates participate, and it's teams of 4. Their team is down to 3 because one of the inmates stabbed their 4th. So they need a 4th. They're doing real bad at Reach for the Top, which is the name of the trivia game.
Yeah.
And that's why the gyms haven't been able to set the tone. That's why they're showing up late for games, because their trivia team is doing poorly.
Yep.
I love that these three badasses are like brought down by this whole other thing that's away from the game. We haven't even seen it yet. Like it's off camera, and that's what's killing them. And then we all realize this is what a team does. You set the tone for us, so we need someone to set the tone for you. And that's where this episode just gets awesome for me. They call the players only meeting.
Right. Which is great because the coach
coach
is
is
still,
leading it.
and then they're just like, why is the coach just like, because he's one of the boys.
Yeah.
He's one of the boys.
Oh, it's like he's here. He's the one who's usually talking. It'd be weird if he wasn't talking. Like, all that's really good. But they call the players only meeting. And this is where, like, this has been going on a little long for us not to be having beers. Like, which is exactly how players only meet. Like, in high school, we had a accountability meeting my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of the captains, and like right before it, it's like we have our players only meeting, and it's me and my D partner. He's like, I brought some beers. It's like, God damn it, Brian. We're supposed to be like the leaders of this team. He's like, so you don't want one? I didn't say that. And so now we have to go to this like accountability thing after like a couple of beers before practice. But like, that's exactly what this reminded me of. Like, yeah, man. I mean, what are we going to sit around and talk without beers? Of course we're going to do that. And so then they decide, well, we should go to where the beers are. The players only meeting moves to the bar, and that's where everything unravels. They're trying to figure out, okay, we got to get the gyms a fourth. How do we do it? Oh, we have a competition. Well, immediately the three ladies' men are taken away.
Right.
It's like, well, they're gone. Well, you took us to where there are girls, and
What did you expect?
This is what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And when they finally get to the practice rounds for for the top, I think that's hilarious.
Yes. This is the reason why Hitchcock is my favorite character in this season, because his continued ability to mess up every single question,
Every single word
is so good.
It's so great.
It's so good.
I also love the shouting out 2 times about like the #1 Canadian movie. They're like, FUBAR, which is absolutely hilarious. It's one of the funniest movies ever made, but like 9 people have seen it. It's so freaking good. But there's a question about Nova Scotia in there. And like, what else does Nova Scotia have? Someone's Sid the Kid, Trailer Park Boys. Like, those are the top 2 things. It's, yeah, maybe the greatest hockey player ever. And this show about Canadian rednecks doing crime.
Another dumb show about Canada.
A show that is basically like the grandfather of the show.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really loved that. But the Michaels, he becomes my favorite character through all this. Like at the bar, and then when they're doing the trivia, he one is smart, knows all the answers,
Yep.
and 2, the success isn't success if you don't have someone to share it with.
Which is why he's been sad all
Which
season.
is basically the thesis of the second half of the season.
Yeah. That's true. Because it basically, the season ends with like they're all in love.
Yes.
Like that is the entire theme of the second half of the season, to be sure. To be sure.
The space is huge.
Space is huge is so good because this is when they're still at the bar slash strip club. Yeah. And basically like what? They're trying to, it's like, well, okay, well, here's the topic. The topic is space. And what is it? Hitchcock, or is it Shoresy who says space is huge?
I think Michael's like, well, first of all, it's huge.
Oh yeah, that's what
Yes.
it's Michael's who goes space is huge.
You're opening with space.
This is
huge.
your opening.
Yes. And Shoresy apparently knows something about space, or at least knows astrological terms.
Yeah.
And so, but they eventually get to like an actual trivia round, and Michaels is just dominating.
Yeah, he just, and Hitchcock is messing up every single one in the worst way. Even the question about Newfoundland, right?
And I just ask him something about the Maritimes. Newfoundland's not even part of the Maritimes. I'm like, Kelly would know that.
Amazing.
But we finally get it all sorted, and the gyms are now ready to set the tone because Michaels joins them at Reach for the Top. They dominate, and now the gyms are back in full effect. And we get maybe my favorite scene of maybe the whole series in the game. Someone keeps attempting the Michigan,
right.
And Shoresy says, "You try it again. I'm cross-checking you in the face." He tried it again. He got cross-checked in the face, and we saw madness ensue.
Yeah.
And I thought this episode was everything I am looking for in an episode of Shoresy.
I guess I just roll my eyes at that because it's so coded towards the old school like view of hockey, and it's just like really like it's what these characters would do. I agree, but like I don't want that to be like I don't want people to watch this and be like, yeah, that's right, the Michigan's stupid.
I love the Michigan. I think in the NHL, where everyone has more skill than you've ever seen in the world, it is totally acceptable. I think if you are playing in beer league or senior hockey or
Fair.
something, you are trying to show somebody up.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if that is the case, you might get cross-checked. You
Mhm.
might get cross-checked in the mouth. Like, that's just... it comes in episode 5 where they have the suspension hearing.
And I like that.
Yes.
Because that's good to
It's really... But it is...
because it makes a point.
Yes.
But like in this episode, the point, in my view, is just like Michigan bad, old time hockey good, and that annoys me.
I think there is a distinct difference between hockey at the highest level and a bunch of guys just holding on.
Mhm.
Like, if you were actually good enough to do this, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You are now trying to say you're better.
You would still be in the NHL.
Yeah, you're trying to say you're better than me, and we are in this same, whale S league. Like, and I do think there is some subtlety to that argument.
Okay.
All right. We'll get to episodes 5 and 6 in just a second, but first, got to take that second commercial break. All right. I got to tell you about our friends at Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. That's
Heyo.
right. You know I am a big fan of the Mitsubishi, so much so that I can say it now as I am trying to get this opened. It won't load for me, which is really, really upsetting. But over at the Cherry Hill Triplex, there is so much going on. That's great with the Cherry Hill Mitsubishis. You can try out so many of their different models. 7 of the 21 models that were awarded Car and Driver Awards came straight from Mitsubishi. That is one hell of an accomplishment. It's basically a third about that awesome 100,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty and that 100,000 mile powertrain, 60,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. You can get so much great stuff over there, and Brenna has hooked it up for me, so thanks for that. This is a fact that shocked me. Mitsubishi Motors is #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream brands and SUV owners, and that's just not me saying it. It's JD Power, and if you're looking for the most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America, well, Cherry Hill Mitsubishi and CherryHillMitsubishi.com have you covered with the 2025 Outlander. And like I said, you have those awesome warranties, and you can also get 0% down for 60 months APR financing for PA residents, or you can take home the 2024 Mirage with payments starting at just $55 a week after 0 down. So stop in today and tell them PHLY sent you and receive a $100 restaurant.com gift card just for taking a test drive or completing a trade appraisal. I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere. I just don't know why. Drive home in your new Mitsubishi today, just minutes from all bridges, or available online 24/7 at CherryHillMitsubishi.com. And now I got to tell you about our friends at Ace Hardware, because Ace Hardware isn't just the place with the helpful hardware folks now. They're the place with the helpful home service repair folks as well. If you have a leaky faucet going back to last year, it's time to close the YouTube tutorials. You are not going to be able to get this done on your own. It's time to call the experts at Ace Hardware Home Services. They can help you out with everything from plumbing to heating and electrical, cooling, all of that. They helped me out with my air conditioner last year. It has been running and running perfectly ever since. So visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next project. It's wonderful when Notion doesn't load. That's truly an excellent experience for me. Luckily, it's like at least Ace Hardware, we've done enough that I basically know it.
You can run it. Yeah.
All right, episode 5. The suspension hearing. First, we see the aftermath of Shoresy cross-checking the dude in the face who tried the Michigan. He just jumps on the ice straight up, just catches him in the face.
Yep.
And then, as a brawl ensues, Shoresy pulls him to the bench
Yep.
so the rest of the team can beat the crap out of
Yep.
him, which is probably over the top. I think the cross-check was probably enough.
Yeah.
Like, I think that got your point across, but no. It went a step further. And this is where, after in the locker room, we get one of the better lines where Zeeg comes in and it's like, what if someone had their dinks out? She goes, I either would have puked at the sight of it or laughed at the size of it, which is absolutely hilarious.
It's good.
And we get a Shoresy for what when she says you have to come to Nat's office. It's like, for what? Like, I love the for what because it was always my go-to. Like, the coach would come in and yell at me. I'd be like, for what? It's like, you just threatened the referee. You're suspended. What do you mean for what? Like, all right, fair enough. But that was one of my favorite lines. But the crux of the episode is the suspension hearing.
Well, and it's also the man advantage, right?
Yes.
So it's like the two core parts of the episode are the suspension hearing, and then the because Frankie JJ has to do a separate event.
An appearance.
An appearance.
Yes.
That's what they call it, an appearance. And then of course the whole team comes too.
Yes, and it's the what to call gay night at the bar. The
bit.
Hockey theme.
It's a good bit.
Like, it's a running bit throughout the show. They eventually land on man advantage. Decent, pretty decent.
But everyone has their own idea.
Everyone has their own idea, and it's all hockey terms.
Right.
It's very funny.
Right.
But I loved at the suspension hearing Nat's speech. You
It's
don't
good.
decide
It's
what's
good.
good for the game. I may have teared up a little like Shoresy during this speech. The players on the ice have always decided what's good for the game, and that is true. It is the game that polices itself, or at least it's supposed to.
For better or worse, it is.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just the way hockey is. That's why fighting will always be a part of hockey. That's why there's just always going to be a certain element in hockey that they've tried to police out. And guess what? It's back more than it was 10 years ago. You know, it's kind of wild the way it's gone. And that's the point made. I was a little surprised, like, at the turn in the suspension hearing where they're like, yeah, you can't do that. You're suspended. And then Nat gives the speech and they're like, oh, you know what? You're right. He's not suspended.
Okay.
Like, I was a little surprised by the turn there.
Yeah. Again, like, you know, there's only a couple actors in this show that can do a scene like that, and she's one of them because she's actually good. She does a good job, and obviously, Shoresy. The funny part is like they're like, don't say anything.
Just don't
speak.
Yes.
Like, we will do it. Also funny that the setup where "Don't Speak" is Shoresy's favorite No Doubt song.
Yes.
That's funny because that is like, it's a little like throwaway aside, and it's just great. Like, Shoresy has a favorite No Doubt song? Okay, sure. Let's roll with that.
There's another great line in the suspension hearing. If the fans want to watch a game with no physicality, they can watch World Juniors.
Yeah, that's good.
And Shoresy just jumps in. It's effing basketball.
Basketball.
I love that so much. It's like they're breeding divers up there. Like, oh, can't say you're wrong. Can't really say you're all that wrong about it. But I thought that was good. And then we go to the man advantage night at the club. And we see Shoresy dancing, which is just tremendous.
It is good. It is good. And then the scene with him and Laura, the reporter, is fantastic. And that really, it gets to the heart of the character, and it's good. Like, it's
the only place I can. Why do you keep playing? It's the only place I can beat me.
Yeah, because she makes the point, like, you're like 10 years older than all these guys.
Yeah. And it's the only place I can beat me. And he shares a story like, you know, I'm at the bar one night and someone starts talking to my girl and I try to sucker punch him. And I thought as a hockey player, I'm doing the right thing. But in the real world, I'm a dork.
Yeah.
like in hockey,
like he thinks I'm a dork and she
Yeah.
thinks I'm a dork. Like,
Yeah.
she's mad at me too. And he's like, but in hockey, that's part of the game. That's acceptable.
in hockey, someone disrespects you one way or another, you get him.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, inside the walls, in the locker room, this is acceptable behavior. In the real world, this is where Shoresy cannot function. And that's why he is still playing senior hockey when he's 10 years older than everyone else who's like already halfway out the
Yeah,
door on their hockey
and if
career.
you wanna get, like, not meta, but a little deeper, like, this very well might get to the heart of one of the reasons why all the old school hockey people are so protective of the physical nature of the game, because they feel like the rest of the world has changed, but I still have this little bubble where I can
Yes.
be me, and I like the way I feel naturally is okay. And again, right or wrong, but it gets to the heart of not just Shoresy a character, but also the I think the feeling amongst old school hockey people as to why it's so important that the game stay physical and why fighting remains a thing. I think it probably does get to the heart of it a little bit.
Yeah, and just every like Kelly last week, like every interaction between Shoresy and Laura is so good. Like when he's like, "I want to unload your dishwasher so bad," like that is not a
And
euphemism.
it's not a euphemism.
That's not a euphemism.
He's dead serious.
He's dead serious. It's so freaking good. That gets us to episode 6.
Well,
And
before we get to episode 6, the one line I absolutely love from Laura is when they start the conversation where she's waiting for the cab. It's like, "You're surprisingly lucid for this point in the evening." I think I'm going to use that. Like, I'm going to use that one like around friends who drink a little bit too much and be like, "Well, you're surprisingly lucid for this time of the evening." It's really
good
good
stuff.
Really good.
No, that's every interaction between them is very strong because they are maybe the other two in the show that can act.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Nat and those two,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it. And I guess Hitchcock, just because
Yeah.
I don't think he actually talks that way.
Yeah, probably not.
I've heard interviews
Probably
with
not.
Terry Ryan. He's like not deficient mentally. Like I don't know.
Buys.
Yeah.
Buys.
Episode 6, we finally get to the actual calendar shoot. And Shoresy shows up with the spray tan, and it's one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah. That is great physical comedy.
And when he suggests everyone goes and gets a spray tan, except for Dolo, of course, and Nat just goes, "Why not Dolo?" He goes, "Well, he can. He's included." It's just like, yeah, the one black guy probably doesn't need a spray tan. That was good stuff. Like just saying, well, if I was a woman looking at a calendar of sexy dudes, I would want them to be tan. I would want them to be oiled up. I'd want them to be with their shirts off. Like it just keeps growing.
Yeah.
Like the bit that they alluded to all season, we finally get a payoff in the finale.
Yeah.
Really fun.
We also
stuff.
get the payoff to Shoresy continue to say that the calendar is going to bite us in the butt, and it does. They use that as intros. The Sioux are pulling out all the stops to try to throw the team off its game. I love playing the Canadian national anthem off tune, out of key on this like record. It's so good.
It's
And
reminiscent.
he is horrified.
It's reminiscent a little bit to me of One Goon, where it's like, my grandfather didn't fight the Nazis, and the puck drops, like where they just butcher the anthem.
Yeah.
And also just making the anthem like part of the tactic in Mystery Alaska. Like I thought both of those things, but so they're playing the game. It's in Michigan. It's the Yanks. They're the big bad this season, and they dual citizenship game, so they're going to play both anthems, and they bring out a 10-year-old learning to play the recorder for a special rendition of the Canadian anthem, and then the end of the American anthem is like just this beautiful version.
Yes.
Like it's that's really good stuff. But they introduced every player individually with their calendar shoot photo as well, which was hilarious. We get to see them all in their spray tans, just looking ridiculous. My favorite part of this episode is every player is struggling through it, and then their girlfriend shows up and they like score a goal, have a great highlight. Laura shows up, Shoresy cup checks the guy. Like
That's what he does.
Gets him from behind, sticks him between the legs. Absolutely great. But I guess because I know like there's more to come, 6 wasn't like the finale of season 1 felt like by far the best episode in season 1. This one, it didn't feel
it was
as
okay.
big.
It was fine, but it wasn't as good as the best ones. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. It's good. It's fine. It's not incredible, but it's fine. And they win, and everybody's happy. And you're right. Like the whole the whole second half of the season, the theme is like how these guys need to find love, and they all apparently do. What's it? What's the French Canadian woman who comes back to get
Oh,
Frank and JJ on?
LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah,
It's like Lindsay, but in
yeah,
Canadian.
LaBeouf, yeah,
By Canadian, I mean French.
yeah, French Canadian,
Yeah.
exactly. So she comes back, and then all the I let's immediately transition this into favorite character
Yeah.
because I'm going to go into one of the other reasons why Hitchcock is my favorite character in the season. So number one, the mistakes with the questions is incredible. It's so good. He's so good.
He was maybe the funniest character this season.
But I also love the running bit with him and Pam where he just wants to listen to tunes.
He just wants to listen to some music.
Like it's a very endearing courtship where like they find out they have similar music tastes,
Yeah.
and then like all these guys are like hooking up with so many women over the course of the season. He's just like, I just want to listen to some tunes with the girl.
It's like the one girl couldn't remember his name, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just looking for something a little deeper.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to some tunes." And then finally, like he's wearing a band shirt, and like she likes that band, and eventually they end up together. Like
it was a very
it was-
relatable thing for me
was
as someone who loves music.
It was also like just a good like Goody and Dolo, and like JJ has like all the different girlfriends, and that's a whole thing that I'm like I could do without all. I could always do without the JJ stuff.
Okay.
He's my least favorite character.
Okay, fair.
But like Goody and Dolo, it's just like yes, like constant models around the house in their underwear, and Hitchcock is just like, yeah, I just want to listen to some tunes, man.
Yeah.
Like I just want a girl to listen to some tunes
Exactly.
with. And finally,
very
like, it
endearing.
pays off at the end.
Yeah.
So Ted Hitchcock, I think, is a really good, and he's again like maybe the funniest character in the season. I'm going with Michaels.
Okay.
I just thought he was like really endearing. Like he just like man, it's not. He lands the line of it's not success unless you have someone to share it with, which then Shoresy goes and tries to use with Laura, and that leads to a great season or a great scene. And I like that he's okay. He's the best goalie in the league, and he just wants to find someone to share his success with. And he's just he seems so pathetic at times. I just feel bad for him. And also he dominated the trivia. He brought the gyms back. He's the reason the gyms were able to set the tone again.
He's the best goalie in the league.
He's the best goalie in the league. So I'm going against how I normally feel about goaltenders. Favorite character is Michaels for me.
Okay. Favorite scene.
scene.
I really like the scene that we talked about, the one with Shoresy and Laura
Outside the bar.
before she catches the cab. It's
Yeah.
just it's a really well written scene, and it's like, well, yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 times a season you get a really well written scene in this show, and that was one.
I'm going with the reach for the top tryout.
That's really
It's just so freaking
is
funny.
It's funny.
Like the questions are hilarious. Hitchcock messing up all the answers. Nobody knowing a damn thing about anything. Like Shoresy, it's before that when Shoresy's like, "Well, I'm the dumbest one." So anyone
Is he though?
he keeps saying, "I'm the dumbest one."
I think that's just
So-
that's just part of his brand.
So-
He's not actually the dumbest one.
Anyone who misses a question that I get is automatically out.
Right.
Like, I just think that's funny, and just the crowd reacting to how stupid all the players are. Just like it's like a family eating lunch by them. They're like, are these people serious? I just thought that
is funny.
That is the funniest scene, I think. Favorite line.
I already said my favorite line, which is where they're basically making the point that like we're doing this like very clearly objectifying ourselves calendar,
Yes.
and now you want us to do a kids show.
Yes.
That's very funny.
It's
It's not even just the line; it's the reaction of everybody in the group. It's just like, yeah, it's good. It's a good point.
Is he making the good
It's a
points?
good point.
Oh no, sure is he making good points? Like, I can't choose between when Zeeg walks into the locker room and she says, "I need to throw up or lay up,"
yeah.
or it's effing basketball.
It is. It's that scene is very funny, not just because it's a great line, but because he's been trying so hard not to say anything, and he just can't hold back. It's effing basketball.
Like, he's not allowed to talk, and they finally make fun of World Juniors, and he's like, "It's effing basketball. I can't hold back." So finally, favorite episode.
I had episode 3, and you had episode 4.
I had
I think
4.
I think those are the 2 best.
I think those are by far the 2 best.
5
episodes.
is good too.
5 is good.
3, 4, 5, I think are the best.
It's a really good they all kind of run into each other, and then 6 is its own thing. The first 2 were kind of set up, so I think somewhere in that 3, 4, 5 is going to be everyone's favorite, and that brings us to overtime. I thought we were gonna be killing a little time at the end here, but here we are, and we got to get to our super chats. So let's get to super chats. There's enough time for Mish to be better than Ovechkin. And even though Bill spoiled it, 330 days. Thanks for putting on a great event. Yeah, I had a lot of fun last night.
It was a good time.
I had no idea what to expect from like me and Charlie hosting a Q&A in the lounge at work. But it actually was really cool. And I hope we get to do something like that again real soon.
It was a good time. As for the Ovechkin comment, Ovechkin is the best goal scorer of all time.
He's got to pick up the pace.
In his first season in the NHL, he scored 52 goals. I love Michkov. He's going to be real good. I think it is unlikely he's going to be good as Alexander Ovechkin.
Yeah, like he had like 110 goals through 2 seasons.
Pretty crazy.
That's going to be tough to beat.
Would be difficult.
All right. From Gary B. Good to hear from Gary. Just because Super Chat, love you guys and the show. We always appreciate hearing from our pal, Gary B. And from Mellerman 4, you guys have any beer league championships to your name? How can you be hockey experts if you don't? Huh?
Do you have any beer league championships?
My very first year, we won the championship in beer league. We lost our first game, and then we won out, and that was really cool. My buddy Nick, the winning goal was ridiculous. My D partner, my buddy Nick, wires one like way high off the glass, and this was like a back and forth game, crazy. Off the glass, banks off the goal, he's backing in, and that was the winner. It was really, really freaking
sniper.
Oh my god, it was great. I won the one. We got the one, and we were never any good after that. They kept trying to move us up. It was like now
one magical year.
Now I'm in Guy Goudreau's league with all his ringers, and I'm like, I brought a flask on the bench because this is a waste of my time. I'm not even bringing beers. It's now tequila.
Amazing.
All right. And that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers. Next week, do we want to keep Shoresy or do we want to do Is Happy Gilmore 2 a hockey movie?
Well, this will be you and Kelly.
Oh,
I'm off. So
right,
you guys, if you want to do Shoresy season 3 without me, I'm fine with that.
This is going to take some discussion.
Okay.
All right. I got to figure out how much time is left in like the BS part of the off season and all that. So maybe we'll wait for you on Shoresy season 3 and do Happy Gilmore 2. I'll talk to Kelly. All right. That's all the time we've got for you. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the freaking like button. 81? Really? 81. Unacceptable. Just wildly unacceptable. All right. Make sure you're following us on the socials at PHLY_Flyers on Twitter. And make sure you're following the podcast wherever you get those. Just search PHLY Flyers. I'm Bill Matz. That's Charlie O'Connor. Till tomorrow, be excellent to each other.
We all silly like the mayor.